The college track had been waiting for this moment. Nobody had achieved it. Nobody had crossed that barrier. But on March 14th, 2026, everything changed. Garrett Kaalund stepped onto the track at the Randall Tyson Track Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas as the favorite. He left as a legend. What happened in those 200 meters changed collegiate track forever. Kaalund didn't just win the NCAA Indoor Championships. He shattered the previous American record, came within 0.03 of a second of the 30-year-old world record, and did it with a massive margin of victory that left his competitors in shock. So how did a 22-year-old college student from San Antonio achieve what nobody thought was possible? There are 4 key elements that came together to create this historic moment. The foundation he built through years of development, the coaching breakthrough that unlocked his potential, the strategic progression throughout his 2026 season, and the perfect execution when it mattered most. Let me break down exactly how Garrett Kaalund shocked the track and field world. The foundation, building speed through versatility. Garrett Kaalund wasn't born a sprinting prodigy. He was born in Stockbridge, Georgia in January 2004 and moved to San Antonio, Texas when he was 3 years old. His mother, Ann, signed him up for track because of his energetic nature, but he didn't decide to pursue collegiate running until his junior year of high school. What made Kaalund different was his approach to training multiple distances. At Antonian College Preparatory High School in San Antonio, he didn't just focus on one event, he dominated across the sprint spectrum. He won Texas South Region titles in both the 200 meters and 400 meters in May 2022. He set school records in the 100, 200, and 400 meters. He ran on record-setting 4x100 and 4x400 meter relay teams. This versatility became his secret weapon. By the time he graduated high school, his personal bests showed incredible potential across all 3 sprint distances: 10.51 in the 100 meters, 20.66 in the 200 meters, 46.88 in the 400 meters. But here's what most people don't realize about sprint development. Training the 400-meter distance builds a completely different energy system than just focusing on the 100. The 400 requires speed endurance, the ability to maintain top speed longer. This background gave Kaalund something most pure sprinters don't have, the ability to finish races stronger than anyone else. Kaalund himself explained this advantage. Having the 400-meter background prepares you for a 200-meter better than if you're just a 100-meter runner. My real good speed comes right at the 100-meter mark, so I'm trying to get that sooner. College programs recognized his potential immediately. He was the fastest recruit in Texas that year. He chose the University of Nebraska, arriving in 2023 as a freshman with huge expectations. The coaching breakthrough, fixing the fatal flaw. At Nebraska, Kaalund worked with assistant coach Brenton Emanuel, known as Coach E to his athletes. Emanuel specialized in sprints and hurdles, and he immediately identified a problem that was holding Kaalund back. His start out of the blocks was costing him races. Kaalund was already fast in the second half of races. "We already knew that the latter half of my race is always going to be really good," Kaalund explained. "I would always fall behind out of the blocks. I would always have to claw my way back. This is a common problem for 400-meter specialists who transition to shorter distances. They're used to building speed gradually over a longer distance. But in the 200 meters, especially indoors where races are decided by hundredths of seconds, a poor start is often impossible to overcome." Emanuel and Kaalund spent countless hours working on this single technical element. They would break down film of a 20-second race, sometimes over a period of 40 minutes, analyzing every detail of Kaalund's race: the start mechanics, the block clearance, the acceleration pattern, the transition into the curve. The work paid off immediately. As a freshman at Nebraska in 2023, Kaalund ran 20.65 in the 200 meters, already showing improvement from his high school best. As a sophomore in 2024, he lowered his personal best to 20.25 seconds, earning second-team outdoor All-America honors at the NCAA Championships. But the real breakthrough was still coming. In August 2024, USC hired Brenton Emanuel as an assistant coach for sprints and hurdles. When Emanuel moved to USC, Kaalund followed. He transferred to the University of Southern California at the beginning of the 2025 season. The move to USC changed everything about Kaalund's mindset. When he came to USC, he felt the confidence of the athletes around him. They believed in themselves. That belief became contagious. "Now, more times than not, I'm going to be more confident in what I say or the goals that I want to try and produce," Kaalund said. Working together at USC, Emmanuel and Kaalund finally solved the start problem completely. One day, his start just clicked. Emmanuel was able to build off what Kaalund learned from his start and help him grow with it. That technical breakthrough, combined with his 400-meter background, made him dangerous in the 200 meters. By 2025, Kaalund had all the pieces in place. His goal for 2026 was simple: win a national title. Kaalund opened his 2026 indoor season by making a statement. At the Spokane Sports Showcase, he ran 32.10 in the 300 meters, the second fastest performance in NCAA indoor history for that distance. Then came the progression that had the track world paying attention. On February 6, 2026, he ran 20.12 for the 200 meters in New Mexico. This time broke the USC school record that had been set by Olympic champion Andre DeGrasse in 2015. 2 weeks later, at the Big Ten Indoor Championships in Indianapolis, Kaalund lowered his time again. He ran 20.06 seconds. This was the third fastest time in indoor history and set a new Big Ten meet record. The progression was clear: 20.12, 20.06. Each race was faster. Each race was more dominant. The track world started to whisper about something that had never been done before. Could a college athlete actually break 20 seconds indoors? March 14, 2026 arrived. The NCAA Division I Indoor Track and Field Championships were being held at the Randall Tyson Track Center. Kaalund was the top-seeded favorite in the 200 meters. The gun fired, Kaalund exploded off the blocks with the start that had taken years to perfect. His start was perfect. He hit the curve with power, his 400-meter background giving him the strength to maintain speed through the turn. He came off the second curve flying down the straightaway. His legs pumped with mechanical precision, his form was flawless. Kaalund crossed the finish line and looked up at the scoreboard. 19.95 seconds. The crowd erupted. He had become the first collegiate athlete ever to break 20 seconds indoors. His time shattered the previous NCAA and American record of 20.02. But the most stunning part wasn't just the time, it was the margin of victory. Kaalund finished ahead of the entire field by 0.22 of a second. Kaalund wasn't just better. He was dominant. His 19.95 made him the second fastest sprinter in world indoor history. Kaalund came within 0.03 of breaking it. Garrett Kaalund made history by running 19.95 seconds in the indoor 200 meter during his second year at USC. Becoming only the second man to ever break 20 seconds indoors, he came closer to the 30-year-old world record than anyone else. He now owns 2 of the 3 fastest times in NCAA history. This historic feat was the result of his versatile sprinting foundation, technical coaching breakthroughs, strategic progression, and flawless execution. Grounded by his humble mindset and motivated by his mother's sacrifices, Kaalund prefers his results to speak for themselves. His sprint will forever remain a legendary collegiate performance.